immediately I let a thing in my throat kill me again. I'm hey everybody, welcome to Impossible Coin. I'm your host, Brian Cartwright. It's possible I may die from thing in the throat by the end of the episode. Hopefully, somebody who will keep tabs of my funerary arrangements. Not asking me to do them, but just keep tabs on them. Tegan Somerset.
I'm on it. I got a file ready. I also dabble in witchcraft, so I could just resurrect you from here.
Okay.
That may be in my skill set. We'll find out together.
Fantastic. I guess, if I find out anything, then that means that your witchcraft works. If I never know anything again, then you had to move on.
I mean, I think one way or the other, you'll learn something.
That might be the darkest the show's been in a while.
Well, we're getting into spooky season. I feel like it's appropriate. I can be a little dark as a treat. I don't have to be all sunshine. I can be grumpy.
You know what? I think that before the season is over, I should send an invite to one of our show's irregular but welcome guest, Baron Bob Tepish. I think it'd be great if we had that guy back in. Yeah,
I do love Baron Bob Tepish.
Yeah. He's so friendly.
He's such a delight to have on the show.
I think he's the only one of our irregular guests whose own catchphrase ended up on the show regularly.
Yeah, that's true.
Baron Bob would roll in here and be like, "Thank you for podcasting," and there it is. It's just part of the show now.
Yeah.
Just a wacky socialist vampire.
I support him in all of his in 90% of his endeavors.
True. Yeah. Exactly. That's a guy who, if he called and said "Hey, I need to move furniture," I'd be like, "All right, great. Well, I'm going to give you some. I can't live shit, but I want you. I want your furniture to move for you, Bob. I'll contribute to the fund." Man,
he'd be like, "Please understand." I'd be like, "You're so right."
A thing happened this week, Tegan, that I did not believe would ever happen.
Okay.
Yeah. A video game named Silk Song was released.
Oh, yeah, it was. I guess, what is that? What did I say I have to do? I have to eat my hat or something? I guess I have to eat a hat.
Yeah,
I'm impressed.
Yes.
Good for them. And you know what? I've watched a bunch of people playing Silk Song, and they're all having a blast. Good for them.
I'll tell you who was not having a blast. The Steam store.
Yeah.
The Nintendo eShop.
Mm-hmm.
And the PlayStation Network store.
That's true.
That's impressive.
I feel like at one point the Xbox store was also down.
That one did not happen. I think it's that is the reflection of oh man, I'm just ain't nobody buying shit on Xbox these days. I
saw someone who posted a picture and it was all of them down together. So maybe it was just them, but I didn't hear about reported wide outages. I just saw somebody who had Steam up and their Xbox up and the PlayStation up and the Nintendo Switch in hand, and everything was down.
Wow, it was for at least the outage was long enough that it was about 30 minutes.
That's a pretty significant amount of time.
Yeah, I kind of feel like this sets the bar for Grand Theft Auto 6,
Grand Theft Auto 6 won't do that. You know?
I think you're right, and I think the only reason Grand Theft Auto 6 won't do that. Is that there are going to be people who will like march into a store and be like, "Hello, hi, can you sell me a disc which contains some of the install data for Grand Theft Auto 6?" And then I can go and get the rest of the install data from the internet.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It
So
won't be all digital only, and there will be pre-orders, and there will be people who are pre-downloading stuff at midnight. So, like, that is definitely going to ease the infrastructure burden.
Silksong was, for I guess like the first time in a long time, that there was a video game that was anticipated where there was only one distribution channel for it, which was everybody wanted to be in the same place at the same time. And I guess it's like, the last time that happened, it was probably a game being distributed physically. People cramming into a store nights. Man, wild, crazy. What is your wildest, your craziest video game launch story?
No, I don't have any crazy video game launch stories. I worked most of the video game launches that I went to, and we kept a very tight ship. So, everybody lined up very nicely. We started taking payments at like 6 p.m. And we'd start handing out games at midnight. We stopped selling games at like 9:30. We'd lock the store up. We went to Applebee's. We had some appetizers for an hour. We went back to the store. We lined everybody up by the number on their little receipt. And anyone who didn't have a number at their seat sat at the end of the line. And then we just ran everybody through. That was the end of that. It was super easy.
That does sound easy.
Yeah, it was really nice. I liked working midnight releases because then also I didn't have to work the following morning. That was the like trade-off. If you worked at midnight, you didn't have to come in. You didn't have to open.
And I am, because I've definitely worked. I have worked major video game launches, but when I worked them, it predated the idea of the midnight launch.
Oh,
that was not yet
a staple,
a social phenomenon. Because I have to check to see, because there were two video games that are primarily responsible for the midnight launch. Let's see here.
Feels weird to me that there are only two games responsible for the advent of the midnight launch. Because I feel like that's more of like a book thing than a game thing.
Well, like, it was a case of like, it was retailers doing the midnight launch pushed the sales needle further.
I see.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So let's see here. Let me just check the other one because I just want to make sure I get my data right. Okay. Yes. All right. So the first major successful midnight launch was Halo 3.
That sounds. You know what? I believe that.
Yeah. And it launched. Halo 3 launched the year after um, Call of Duty 4, and Call of Duty 4 had kind of um, changed the landscape of video games. It was a very big deal, the big deal, which was weird
Mm-hmm.
because nobody expected P4 to do that, because Call of Duty 1 through 3 had been very much like, whatever, I'm just a video game. Um, but along comes Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare. Um, and proceeds to become like the biggest thing since I spread. And there were
Mm-hmm.
some concerns from some retailers who had like large scale commitments to Microsoft. Like, oh man, um, did Call of Duty 4 eat Halo 3's lunch a year early? And Microsoft is like, no, like, number one, they're different audiences. They're different audiences. And two, we think that we can get people engaged with some exciting like advanced promotion tactics and midnight release party. And that was that. Um, and the next major midnight release happened a year later, um, which was for um, Call of Duty Black Ops. So thank you. Uh, you did that to us.
Yay!
But yeah, when I did launches, the midnight release was not yet a thing. I worked the launch of the Nintendo 64.
Ah.
Yeah, which makes me and makes me sound um, that I was able to like stand in a retail environment and ring people up for copies of Super Mario 64 and so on.
I mean, that's cool though.
Yeah. Um, and there were definitely like major video games that had releases like around that period. I remember working. I remember working the release of Mortal Kombat 3. Um, like that was a big deal. Um, People lining up to get the Mortal Kombat. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I remember that the Mortal Kombat 3 release didn't feel like as big a deal as Mortal Kombat 2's release.
Just not as many
Yeah.
people?
I think it was because there were like so many more like platforms that it was like, oh, okay,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like what do you want to want? Super? Do you want Sega Genesis, Sony Station, or Sega Saturn, or
Mm-hmm.
Game Boy? Like it's like the versions were so spread out um, that it was just like when the original Mortal Kombat came out, like it was like, okay, were you getting the Super Nintendo? And so like the player base was like still mostly concentrated,
Mm-hmm.
but like there were so many different places that people could conceivably be picking up Mortal Kombat, because it was like
That you were
that
just like, which
transitional
one? Which one do you
period.
want?
Yeah, yeah. Um, I guess that's not really like a thing anymore. Yeah, because like now, like at most, like a game's gonna launch on like what, 3 consoles. Um, but there was definitely a point in like the mid '90s where like a game could conceivably be launching on like 5, 6 different consoles in a day. Um, that was a time.
That sounds
Like,
annoying. I'm
it
not gonna lie.
was.
Trying to figure out like which of the 6 consoles you're getting a thing for sounds like hell.
I was like, oh, it's the one guy who wants it for 3DO. Thank you, sir. Um, that kind of.
Yeah, you're the only reason we have this thing here. Wow.
I remember how well the Dreamcast launch went, but there was a sense that it didn't matter. Because like
What do you mean?
the
What does that
Dreamcast
mean?
launched for like, what's that?
What does that mean? What do you mean it didn't matter?
Well, even though the Dreamcast came out and like felt really good for to hold the controller in the hand, and it launched with a bunch of like it'll launch with a bunch of killer games. Like there were games that came out that first day that you're like, yeah, man, I've absolutely got to play this. Um, but Sony had already said at E3 and this and CES, like, look, Sega can do whatever they want. It doesn't matter. Um, we're we're putting out a new PlayStation next year, the PlayStation 2. And then it's just going to blow the the Dreamcast out of the water. So um, you could either save your money and have more money to spend on PlayStation 2 games, um, or you can buy a console that'll be dead in a year.
Oh, that seems very mean.
It was very mean. Um, it was also right.
Ah,
Uh,
well.
uh, um,
uh,
Sega officially canceled support for the Dreamcast in March of 2001, and it had launched in September of '99. Um, so like even though that like that launch like had lines and customers were like um, very happy with the launch day lineup. I'm gonna try and see if I can find what all was in the launch lineup. Um, so your Dreamcast launch titles. Oh yeah, the Dreamcast launched with 19 games.
that's
Um,
so many games.
yeah,
How do you decide what you're gonna play?
um. Well, the good news is some of that like felt obvious. Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah, uh, it launched with a Sonic Adventure,
Mm.
and I think like everybody who got a Dreamcast got Sonic Adventure because that had been part of the problem with the Sega Saturn. Is that when the Sega Saturn launched, like there was Sonic 2B fan, and like there was lots of like, "Where's Sonic? Where's Sonic? Where's our Lord Sonic?" And like there was never a Sonic game on the Saturn, and like Sega decided that was part of the problem with like the Saturn's failure. Um,
Mm.
Not any of the other gigantic number of issues, but that was it.
I mean, it was probably a contributing factor to some
Yeah,
extent.
yeah. Um, One of the more, I guess, like boring but practical contributing factors is that when Sega was designing the architecture for the Saturn, they they thought that the future of gaming, at least for the next version of consoles, was going to be 2D games.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so they designed hardware architecture that was supposed to make 2D games look better. Like the whole thing was built around like great looking 2D games. And then there was the Consumer Electronics Show where showed a demo of a Tyrannosaurus running on their thing called a PlayStation, and that was that Tyrannosaurus demo was 3D, and everybody went It was like, oh shit. The expectation is going to be around um, 3D gaming. And so they started trying to figure out how to run um, like polygon-based gaming on the Saturn, a console that was decidedly not designed for that. Um, it was a poor little ooh baby struggling to run 3D games well.
Oh.
Yeah, it is funny to do shit like go back and look at like copies of like um, Tomb Raider running on both the PlayStation and the Saturn and go like, oh no, oh look at the Saturn just struggling. Um, but like so many like if you did stuff like run like Street Fighter, like Darkstalkers or X-Men on the Saturn, it looked so much better than the PlayStation's version because the Saturn was running 2D games like full stop. And I was like, man, it's such a weird thing to like think about how like that like how hardware used to be designed with like considerations and priorities in that way, because like that's not really a thing that happens. It's not like, oh well, yeah, the PlayStation's better than the Xbox, and X. Like, no, that's not really part of the hardware experience anymore. It just seems to either run it or it doesn't. This hardware we have, is it like better at this or that? It's either it can do the thing or not do the thing. Yeah, yeah. Um, I feel like am I imagining this that there was some. Oh, okay. I was like, what has happened since we last convened that is worth reporting in on? I'm like, well, the mini set for the current Hearthstone expansion. Tegan, please take a guess as to whether or not the mini set has made the game any more playable.
It's my prediction is, hang on, let me run some numbers in my head. It's made it less playable. It's made the game fundamentally worse.
Tegan, it's like you're playing Hearthstone.
Oh my god, I win!
Yeah. There are cards in the mini set. Like it appears to me that there's two types of cards in the mini set. Type 1, which is I just want to like look at a person and go like, what did you think this was going to do? Just like hold up a picture of the card to them and go like, explain to me what you thought would happen here, and then have them try to tell me that. And then there's other ones which are just like, it's like, oh, okay, so you took this card and that card, and then you combined them, and you're now two other cards at the same time, but for half the. That's what they call power creep, sir.
Oh.
That's power creep. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. Like there's always been this card for druids called Call of the Wild, and Call of the Wild has historically done one of two things. It will either summon a 3/2 panther, or it will give your other minions +2/+1. And so like Call of the Wild, like the value proposition for Call of the Wild is entirely based on like what is the size of your board state, right? Like, do you have a large board? If you have a large board, then picking the option of getting +2/+1 for your minions is pretty good. But if you have an empty board and you're just desperate to get a body out there, obviously picking give my minions +2/+1 doesn't do anything if you don't have minions. And so, like, you might be like, oh, yes, please just give me a Panther. I need to get something out there. So now they have introduced a new Druid card that when you play it, it is a 2/2 minion, and the minion has a death rattle. When it dies, it gives your board +2/+1. So you get a body, and then it buffs everything. So it just combines the effects.
Oh God.
Right. Call of the Wild. Its cost was a 3-mana card.
Okay.
This new thing costs 2 mana.
Oh no. Okay.
Right.
That's way cheaper.
And like so, like this mini set is full of the two possible choices, where it's like either like what did you think this would do? This does nothing. This does literally nothing, or it just combines other popular cards, making the other popular cards like irrelevant because now there's some new card that just does the thing faster. They're just very bad at making video games. But despite this is not the thing that I am angriest about right now in Hearthstone. I think I told you about when they rolled out like a little dinosaur pet that you had to purchase by spinning a wheel, and the most you would have to like spend on spinning the wheel to get the dinosaur pet was $160.
Right, I remember that.
Yes, and
I was stupid.
Yeah, and I was like, that's in like it seems bad because like they had obviously put development resources behind like designing the dumb dinosaur pet and incorporating like a gambling mechanic, than like say working on designing their video game. So they have
the dinosaur pet didn't do anything either, right? It just sat there on the screen.
And
yeah,
you could pet it, you could feed it treats, but it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
And I guess all it does is like let your opponents know that you're the kind of person who was willing to spend $160 on a dinosaur.
Up to $160, technically, but still gross. Ugh.
So they brought back the traveling gambling fair. With some air quote improvements. Each time you spin the wheel now, the cost of spinning the wheel again goes up. So did you just spin the wheel for $1? Great. The next spin of the wheel costs $10.
Oh, stupid.
Yeah.
That's awful.
And now there's a cute little purple rabbit pet that they've made.
Who cares? Someone cares, don't they?
And they've also like increased like the on-screen like visual signifiers, the things that make it feel like a slot machine for like spinning the wheel. There's more loud noises. There's more flashing lights. I'm like, this is just gambling. And now, there is no with the dinosaur. If you spent $160, you would definitely get the dinosaur. They have removed the cap. You can now land on spots you've already gotten before, and it will just give you that prize again. What people are reporting is that most players report that they get the purple rabbit um, before they've spent $400. But there are some people who have spent more than 400 who still don't have the purple rabbit. I don't usually go onto Reddit because I've made my feelings on Reddit clear on this person. But when I saw this purple rabbit, I'm like, I'm braving r/Hearthstone. I'm going on Reddit, and there was a thread from a guy who was absolutely beside himself. He's a guy. He was like, "Hey, everybody! Like, he goes like, just to give you some background. Um, he's like I'm a person who used to have a problem with casinos. You know, like I am a gambling addict.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I go to meetings. Like
He's like, I can't play this game anymore.
and uh, and and I've played and enjoyed Hearthstone for years. You know, like it is a he's like I've he then mentioned his complaints with the expansion. I'm like in solidarity, all your complaints with the expansion.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, Hearthstone was just a thing that I enjoyed. He's
Mm-hmm.
like, and I knew that there were video games out there that like I couldn't touch because they were designed to trigger gambling addiction responses. Um, and he's like, I'm so upset because he's like, I haven't fallen off the wagon in 7 years with my gambling behavior. He's like, but this morning I spent $800 trying to win a purple rabbit in Hearthstone.
No.
He's like, I'm heading to a meeting right now, like sobbing, but
Oh no,
yeah,
buddy.
right.
Oh, that sucks.
And like, I don't think that we talk enough about how like this like large scale pivot toward like gambling mechanics, like as the government moves toward an increased appetite and regulation, is so
Mm-hmm.
bad. It's
So
so bad.
bad.
Um, like it is like everything just turning into like a Skinner box that makes you want to pull a lever with nothing guaranteed when you pull the lever is like so unhealthy and so bad. Like I, like like we have for good reason on this show done a lot of like shitting on Nintendo when they've deserved it.
Mm-hmm.
Like
We're happy to do it. We'll do it
exactly.
again.
Right, exactly. Like, hey, Nintendo, your is the way you treat contract employees. Shit, like this
Mm-hmm.
whole business of like hiring people for like 11 months, 20 days, and then letting them go, and then letting them like be unemployed for 30 days, and then hiring them back. That's shit. That's
Trash.
garbage. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The way you have managed your eShop, garbage. Like
Garbage.
there's quite a bit that we have like hammered on. Um, and this is also where I want to like specifically separate Nintendo from Game Freak because those are two different.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo has thankfully been pretty good for the most part about this gambling bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but like it's so wild to see like so many companies out there which are just like full on embracing this because like it's important to remember like as this man was like driving to a gambling anonymous crying after having spent $800 trying to get a fucking fake purple rabbit. That ultimately, at the end of the day, Blizzard is now a subsidiary of Microsoft. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like at the day, like the buck stops with Microsoft here. Um, and somebody there is like, yes, let's include a mechanic now in this thing where people can spend an unlimited amount of money trying to win this fucking rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, with no
And
guarantee.
no guarantee they'll get it.
Yeah, like there
Which is
is no pay.
so
Oh,
it's so dangerous and so shitty. And they don't care.
yeah. Um, and like I know that we've talked some about like addictive behavior, like you yourself have been like, hey, I am not getting this new Nikki game because
Yeah.
you were worried about how you were going to engage with it.
Yeah. Good thing I didn't. I'll tell you what, every single dress that's coming, I still look at I still follow the Facebook page. I still look at all the dresses that come out, and I still go, "Ooh, that'd be so pretty. I'd love to have that." And I am so glad I'm not playing that game.
Yeah, that's it's
We
fucked up.
the good thing, right, is I recognized I had a problem, and I don't have the kind of problem where I can't stop myself, you know? So having like that kind of addiction to gambling and then all of a sudden having your non-gambling game turn into a gambling game fucking sucks. You know?
Yeah,
God, it's
and,
trash.
and that seems to be the model now with so many live services games.
Mhm.
They're like, hey, we've got a live service game. How can we get gambling into this?
If the infinite money number doesn't go up, why do we have a live service game? And it's like, that's not how that
Exactly.
works. That's not how that works.
Um, like, because nobody is ever happy now with the needle being in the same place, unless the going up, then the
Mhm.
needle has failed. It's like I gotta, there's only so much money that people have. People, god damn, like people
Yeah,
need
because
to.
of everything else.
Yes, people are so fucked. It, just it. Oh man. Um. It. It just it like in light of waves and everything going on in the world.
Mhm.
It just seems fucked that with all of that, that video games are now just being like, yeah, what if we were the worst practices of Las Vegas from like 40, 50 years ago, but none of the emergent regulation that happened around.
Mhm.
Like it is it is pretty hard now to like go into a Vegas casino and visibly and obviously have a problem.
Mhm.
They will kick your ass out.
Mhm.
Um because they don't want to get shut down. But with video games, oh, um, there was actually like a decent piece of writing that was in the New Yorker this week about how video games and online sports betting are absolutely laying waste to Gen Z. I'm like, man, I like the idea that there's like some like 23-year-old guy out there being like, yeah, man, I've got a 15-part parlay bet on this week's NFL games. I'm just trying to win this cool new gun in Call of Duty. I'm like, oh god, man, like you can't even just buy the cool new guns in Call of Duty anymore. Win the cool new gun, and it's so fucked up. Like, God, like why does everything need to be a slot machine? I don't want that. We can't sustain that as a society. We just
Mhm.
can't. Um, I think that I probably sound less angry than I have in years past now. I just sound more like exhausted and defeated with this talking point. But like,
I mean,
I think it's probably because
I think it's definitely like a flavor of tired. But also like, you know, if we hadn't made corporations people, we probably wouldn't have this problem,
yeah,
you know? It seems like a
god
very
damn,
easy problem to fix. We just got to make corporations not people anymore. I don't know.
I'm a
It's gonna take
I'm a
a while to unfuck, I think.
yeah.
But I
I'm a
do
super
believe that we will see the unfucking. You know, I firmly believe that it can be fixed and it will be fixed within our lifetime.
I
I'm one of those people.
I, I appreciate that optimism, Tegan. Thank you. That's
Thanks.
like a big tall glass of orange juice.
Yeah, well, you know, it takes it's one of those things. It's gonna take time. It's gonna take energy, but like also we aren't the only people tired of this shit. And we aren't the only people talking about it.
Yeah.
And other people knowing that there are other people who are also tired about it is an important step.
Yeah. Fair. Um. Cool. Um. Man. Tegan, what you been playing?
I've been playing Story of Seasons. Thanks for asking. um between last recording session and this recording session, Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar, the re-release of Harvest Moon Grand Bazaar for the DS, came out. And I have played 55 hours of this video game.
Ooh.
In it on my personal save file, not the save file I'm doing for stream, which is a different save file.
Oh, jeez.
I love Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar. It is my favorite Story of Seasons game. I was not joking when I said I was very excited for this game to come out.
So tell us. Walk us through this.
So you know, it is your typical Harvest Moon game. There is a farm. It is in a little town. I have been tasked somehow with fixing it up and therefore helping the town in some way. In like Stardew Valley and stuff, you're like trying to like rebuild the community center or whatever, you know? I don't know what you do in Stardew Valley. I don't play that game. But in Harvest Moon, in Grand Bazaar specifically, you are helping rebuild this town's bazaar, which replaces the normal crop shipment system. In most Harvest Moon games, what you do is you get your crops, you put them in a shipping container. The following day, you are paid for whatever items you shipped. In Grand Bazaar, the Grand Bazaar happens on Saturdays. And so between Sunday and Friday, you don't have really enough. You can sell your stuff to like the local shops if you have to. But you will not get nearly as much money as if you wait until Saturday and sell everything to the people coming to the Grand Bazaar. As you do the sales during the bazaar time, the bazaar rating will go up. And it starts as like a village bazaar, and then it becomes a city bazaar, and then it turns into a country bazaar, and then it's a grand bazaar. More people will show up. You'll get, there are more people who will try to open shops in the bazaar. You have to help them by like getting supplies or like cooking things so that people get an idea of like what people like in the area. And then they'll open their own shop. So right now you start with there's an animal shop which will sell animals, like farm animals and pets. The mayor has a shop where you can buy some like regular like soy sauce and oil and salt and that kind of stuff to like supplement your cooking. But he also sells you skills, like a double jump, or there's like an extra like fishing boost you can get. There's a guy who works doing storage expansion, so you go to him if you want more places to store your stuff, or you need additional fields on your little farmstead. And then like some of the bachelors, there are always bachelors and bachelorettes. And some of them will start to open shops. So the mayor's daughter opens a tree seed stand. The guy who like deals in minerals, he opens a stand that lets you like buy copper and iron if you don't want to try to find it yourself. One of the new there's a new bachelor and a new bachelorette. The new bachelorette for this game is from the Bazaar review board, and the better you make the Bazaar, the more your affection with her goes up. And the new bachelor is friends with one of the other bachelors, and he will build you mushroom logs and beehives. That's like his thing. Very fun. Very cute. The game also, this time, in this updated version of the game, you can choose between 3 sets of pronouns. You can choose he, him, she, her, or they, them. You can choose between either of the game base models, either the masculine one or the feminine one. But they just call them body type A and body type B. So just one's like a little bit broader shouldered and the other one has like a narrower waist. And like, that's really the only major difference. You can wear clothes for either sets, either body bases. It doesn't matter. And you can also date everybody. No one cares. All the girls are bi and all the guys are bi now. It's great. Everybody loves you. So I've been working my way through everybody's heart events and all the little special events. My personal save is now in winter, but my stream save is only on spring day 6. And I've been having a great time. Okay. Got a big bed and all kinds of stuff.
All right. So,
yeah.
First question. So the Bazaar is on Saturdays.
Yes.
Is that real world Saturdays?
No. Each in-game day is like 30 to 45 minutes. So these are in-game Saturdays.
Okay, so it's not like the crushing pressure of Animal Crossing where you're like,
right?
Oh,
correct.
I've got to make sure if I want a carpet, I got to do a thing.
Yeah, correct. Nothing like that. It's just, like you went to bed 6 times in a row. Now it's Saturday. Congratulations. Time to sell all your stuff.
Oh, that's so much more manageable. Like, on one hand,
no, it's not real. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Like, I'm just saying, sometimes I'm charmed by that shit with Animal Crossing. Other times I'm like, look, Animal Crossing, I've got things to do. So that's cool.
Harvest Moon understands you have things to do. The days are fairly fast paced, all things considered. Obviously, because I've made it all the way to winter. There's I think enough stuff to do, and the upgrades that you're able to get are well paced. In that, like, some upgrades are only available once your Bazaar has reached a certain level, and some upgrades are only available once you as a character have interacted with other characters enough, and some upgrades are available just based on you found the right thing. Congratulations, you can upgrade this thing now, so that's nice. All the tool upgrades you can do yourself. You don't have to talk to another person for those. This game, the Grand Bazaar Town has 3 windmills in it. The windmills open based on your affection with the guy who fixes windmills, who is very, very obviously labeled in the town. He's the guy who wears an outfit that has windmills all over it. Very easy to spot. And if you just like run by and like you don't even have to talk to him. This game, they implemented a greet button, which will let you run, and you just like your character waves and goes, "Hello there." And if other characters like cross into the radius of your greeting while you are moving, they'll turn around and be like, "Hi," and then like your affection with them goes up because it's like you're saying hi to your neighbors while you're off doing stuff. So it's very easy to upgrade stuff, and you can upgrade all your tools in the windmills as long as you have the appropriate equipment, which you can make from the windmills and also purchase from characters in the bazaar, so you don't have to like hunt for stuff. It's really nice. I'm having a delightful time.
Okay, yeah, I'm with it. So next question is back on the topic of romance and so on.
Yes, romancing.
So often with video games of this stripe, you will reach a point where somebody will be like, okay, you're locked in with me, Buddy Roo, and you'll have to like press a button. Do you want to lock in with Fred? And it's like, if you lock in with Fred, there's no more kissing anybody else.
Right.
Does this here story of seasons have a you lock in and everybody else is done button, or does that exist as an option? Or can you be like, well, yeah, I want to lock in with Fred, but I also still want to date Ben and Polly, and build my polycule?
You do not get to have a polycule in this game. Okay. You can romance every character on the way up to locking in with someone. You can choose never to lock in with anybody. That is all done by the farmer. Which is your character. Once you reach a certain affection level, they will sell you an item in the shops that will allow you to propose to one character. And if you choose to propose to that character, then you are locked in with them. And then you'll have a baby. The baby event is automatic.
Which I guess means that you can't be like, you know what? I want to be dual income, no kids.
Yeah, exactly. You can't be a dink. But also, like, you don't have to, your spouse will prepare meals for your child. You don't have to worry about that. So it's not like you have to like make sure to set aside other ingredients to do a thing. Like, you don't have to worry about any of that. You just do your farm stuff. They'll handle that. As long as you like talk to your kid and give them a gift on their birthday and like pick them up when they're a baby, they'll like you just fine. You know, they understand you're a busy mom or dad or parent. And there are 3 other children in the town that your child will then become friends with, and you'll see them all 4 of them running around together. And the children never age. They all stay the same age. Or at least they did it in the original one. You had like little toddler. It was like baby, where you couldn't do anything except like look at it in the crib. And your spouse would stay home all the time with it. And then toddler, where they'll like crawl around the house, and then they turn into like small child. And small child will run around with the other kids, like in town and stuff, and then come home for dinner and that sort of thing. And as far as I'm aware, they never age past small child. You just have small child forever. I know in the other one that they re-released for the Switch that I also picked up, Wonderful Life. Wonderful Life had a 40-year in-game cycle. Not calendar 40 years, again, tied to the in-game calendar, where you would get married to one of the girls, you'd have a child, and there were only girl options in that one. You have a child, and your child would grow up, baby, toddler, small child, and then older child. And at the end of the 40-year cycle, whoever you as an adult made friends with determined what your child's career was as an adult. And you would get like a little cutscene of like what they became. But I don't think the other Story of Seasons games have gone that in depth with like the specific like family aspects, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. They did also, I do have one complaint about this game, but only one, and it's a minor, well, I would consider it a minor complaint. One of the bachelorettes, her name in the original game was Daisy, and she works as a maid in the local hotel. She's like they're like room cleaning lady, you know. And she's like cute and bubbly. Her personality is cute, bubbly, klutzy. Like that's
Right.
her like archetype. And she was great. She was so cute and so fun and such a little joy. They completely redid her character. Her name is now, or her model, I guess. Her name is now Maple. Instead of being floral themed, she's got like a little maple leaf skirt on instead of like a little flower dress. And she's exactly the same. She like personality wise, event wise, all that stuff. She's exactly the same. Just her name is Maple now. Her outfit is worse. And I don't like it. That's my only complaint. Oh, also, the other thing that they changed is the entire game is now voice acted. And because they've changed it from that like 2.5 like D pixel style like game where you can only see the portraits, now that it's fully 3D, all of the characters during their cutscenes have different facial expressions and like move and interact a lot more than just like standing there and you kind of guessing based on what the portrait does, what their mood is. Now you could much more easily tell whether or not you've picked the right answer to make the affection go up or like what their actual like attitude about a thing is. And I like that a lot. That's been really helpful.
Yeah, no, that is a good thing. So something has cropped up on my radar.
Mm-hmm.
There is a remake of another RPG which is due out this month.
Mm-hmm.
Which is Puzzle Quest.
Okay.
Has a remake called Puzzle Quest: Immortal Edition.
Ooh.
And it includes all of the DLC campaigns from the original game.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh, that's a good thing. And like lots of new like redone character portraits, animations are different, and it looks so like lush and beautiful. I'm like, man, and like I have played the shit out of some Puzzle Quest on the Xbox 360 back in the day. It was back when like match 3 was just like so sweet and pure, and it wasn't yet like this gambling mechanic,
Right. Yeah.
or they were just like, hey, you can continue for $8 more, none of that shit. I'm like, oh man, I'm like so excited, and I'm looking at like all platforms that like Puzzle Quest Immortal Edition is launching on, and it's launching on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and Series S, launching on PS4, launching on Switch 2 and Switch, launching on PC through both Steam and the Epic Store. Is there a platform which I seem to have not mentioned yet, Tegan, for this Match 3 RPG? Why is this not launching on phones?
Oh, I didn't even think about phones.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's why. I wonder if they're just like, yeah, people don't think of phones when they think of
real games.
Real games, yeah. I wasn't gonna say real games, but you said real games, so.
Well, I think it's fine because we're not talking about reality. We're talking about perception here.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
The perceived real game. Yeah.
Right. And there are plenty of people out there who are just like, when you say to them gaming on phones, they think that all that's happening there is people are trying to trick you into buying a rabbit.
Which, like, to be fair,
yeah,
sometimes that is all they're trying to do.
Yeah, but the reality is people are trying to trick you into buying a purple rabbit everywhere now. And there are actual games on phones. And like when I think about like interfaces which are like ideal for different types of games. Like there are games where I'm like I look at the game and I go like, this is a game that is best played with uh, dual thumbsticks, or this is a game which is best played with mouse and keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
There is a particular type of game that when I look at it, I go, this is best played with a touch screen, and that is
Mm-hmm.
match 3.
Yeah,
Like,
match threes are best experienced on touchscreen, 100%.
yeah, and like Puzzle Quest previously did exist on phones. Like it didn't launch there, but it did show up there eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and Puzzle Quest 2 and Puzzle Quest 3, and then the Puzzle Quest like sci-fi spin-off Galactrix are all still available for iOS. So I'm like, man, like why in the world are they not putting this out? And like my fear is that they're not launching it on phones yet, because when they do launch it on phones, it's gonna have a bunch of bullshit. Um,
Mm-hmm. I think
they
that's an understandable concern.
yeah. Um,
It shouldn't have to be an understandable concern.
yeah. Um, I'm just like, oh, I could just see it now. Like, yes, in order to play this single player RPG that you 2007, we would now like for you to purchase a battle pass. Um, why would I? Why? Please buy the battle
Why
pass.
why do I need a battle pass?
You want to earn rewards.
God.
Yeah. Don't you want gems?
No. No, I'm good. Thanks.
Um, um, Tegan. So back to like, as you're aware, I require a Nintendo Switch 2 in order to play Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Yes.
Um, um,
How has
I
that
think.
gone?
Well,
Have you
I still
obtained
don't
one
have.
yet?
I
Okay.
don't have Switch 2 money laying around
I
yet.
see.
Yeah.
Understandable, yeah.
Yes. Um, you know, stay tuned for our new
Mm.
Patreon level. Buy Brian a Switch 2. I don't know what you'll get at that level. It will not be pictures of my feet.
You'll get to watch Brian play Donkey Kong Bonanza.
You know, there it is, right there. There it is. But something else I think would happen on this hypothetical Switch 2 is I watched the presentation on the new James Bond game from IO Interactive,
Mm-hmm.
because I was like, man, I'm like, this new James Bond game, it's from the Hitman team, and I kept
Mm-hmm.
on just like waiting for there to be a long enough gameplay demo that would like demonstrate to me that like the new James Bond game is fundamentally just the new Hitman game.
Mm-hmm.
And there has now been a gameplay demonstration that is run long enough that shows me, yeah, this is just fresh Hitman.
Yay!
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things that like I had suspected it for a while, but I needed something to confirm it to me, and I was like, oh man, you know,
They did it.
Look at him throwing stuff to distract people and following NPCs around to learn their routes and find out like different ambient stories in the environment in order to accomplish his goals. Oh, look at him
Mm-hmm.
knock that guy out and take his outfit. Oh yeah. This is the Hitman's. Um, um,
Is this going to be only on Switch? No.
it
Can't be,
isn't,
right?
but like there's something about curling up in bed with this that sounds so good, and I really do
Mm.
think that based on the current age of the Steam Deck,
You don't think it's going to be the ideal location to experience this game?
Yeah, I think it's going to ride the struggle bus on the deck. And like, sure, I could get it for PS5. Sure, I get it for Xbox Series X. But like I increasingly like when I play games, I just want to like, you know, be able to like play it in bed. So that way, when I'm done, I can just like, all right, roll over, put it on my nightstand.
Yeah, and that is something that the Switch is delightful at.
Right, and like so like that's why like it and like the deck, just like as far as just like form factor go, like win every time because it's like, oh, okay, like actually, I'll revise it, deck, and phone, like because any one of those like it can be like the last thing you do at night, like reading a book. I'm gonna get a little bit of this in, and then just put it down. In fact, let me ask, like, has the form factor for Switch impacted the amount of time that you've spent playing Story of Seasons? Like, has there been some like Tegan crams in just a little bit more?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Alex goes to bed at 9:00. And I go to bed at 9:00 too, and I sit for 2.5 or 3 hours, and I play Story of Seasons in bed.
So you totally know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, 100%. I did that with the DS. You know, I did that. I've done that with every single Nintendo handheld. As soon as I get a Story of Seasons Harvest Moon game on top of it, I'm just like, this is what I'm doing with my evening. Ha 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 ha.
And like, conceivably, maybe this Bond game will maybe run on like the low specs setting on deck, but like it's definitely up in the air.
If it can run on deck, though, would you grab it on deck, like as opposed to Switch 2? Or do you think you want to, or are you pretty confident that like its full glory will only be seen on the Switch?
I think that full glory would also be able to be seen on like those other consoles.
Yeah, the Xbox and the PlayStation, right?
Yeah,
but I mean, I'm only comparing like the Switch and the Steam Deck right now.
Yeah, like I'm like, it's one of those things where it's like, I still think I'd be inclined to go Switch 2 because like I want to look at the prettiness. Like it is a pretty to look at game. I'm like, oh man. And I know that I oftentimes like I'm like a guy who's just like, whatever, fuck it, does it run, let's go. But like I very much like IO Interactive's little bespoke clockwork worlds. And in the words of Aerosmith, thing. So yeah, like I think I would still be inclined. I think I'd still be inclined to Switch 2, even if I can run it on Steam Deck in potato mode. So
gotcha.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Oh, goodness!
I'm excited. I don't think you've been like truly thrilled for a new game in a while. Like, I mean, obviously Donkey Kong Bonanza, but you haven't been able to experience Donkey Kong Bonanza yet. So,
I just gotta like find, I don't know, maybe I'll set up a lemonade stand or something. What is this? What is this unlicensed beverage retail, sir? Don't you find this to be adorable, officer? Would you like some?
Would you like some lemonade, sir?
There it is. There it is, sir. Would you like some lemonade, sir? Would you like to support a local business, sir?
Sir. Oh boy! Imagine.
Man arrested by cop. I mean, actually, that reads, that's the headline for any cop interaction story. But man arrested by cop for operating lemonade stand in effort to raise funds for Switch 2.
I feel like a man killed by cop for trying to raise funds related to Switch 2 is a little, you know.
Oh God. Oh no. You know what? There's some part of me filled with like a twisted need for darkness, but not that way. Not that way. No. No, no, no,
Okay, fair enough. Too
no.
much. I understand.
Um, oh God, I, I am inclined to bring up a dumb thing that is happening on TikTok right now, which I'm kind of in love with.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that you don't really go on TikTok anymore.
Hmm.
Um,
I I had so fun fact. I had to get a new phone literally yesterday because my battery fucking inflated like a balloon over the course of a day. Um, and so I can't get into TikTok even if I wanted to right now.
oh wow. Um,
I gotta remember
so
my username and my password, and I sure don't remember those.
oh, um, so there is a trend going around TikTok right now where they take a sound clip
Mm-hmm.
uh, from the TV show Dexter,
Mm-hmm.
um, where it's like that really over the top string music from Dexter, and it's a clip of Dexter saying, "Tonight's the night, and it's going to happen again and again." And across the country, hundreds of accounts have cropped up where people are identifying themselves as the fill-in location here pisser. Um, a lot of them are college campuses. Um, like there is a Ohio State University, um, an Arizona State University pisser, so and so on. And what they will do is at night they will go out somewhere within the range of area that they claimed um, control of, and they will TikTok themselves pissing over the Dexter music and the Dexter quote.
Oh my
Um,
god.
yeah, like my for you page is just inundated with video after video from college campuses across the country. Like it's not just like one campus. I've seen north of 100 different schools where people in the middle of the
Amazing.
night are just somewhere on their historic college campus peeing on statues, peeing on Roman columns, peeing
Yeah,
on marble.
that sounds like college though.
It
That
does
sure
sound like
fucking sounds like
college.
college.
And it's so weird, like because like I kind of like this, because it does it feels very organically like a thing that kind of like existed already in college. It also feels kind of like meta commentary Dexter, which I always thought
Mm-hmm.
was kind of like shitty and dumb. And it's like so it
Yeah.
kind of feels like a joke about Dexter being shitty and dumb. Um,
Mm-hmm. It can be both.
and it and there's now like a whole second class of accounts that have cropped up on TikTok, which are people like, okay, I'm gonna catch the Ohio State pisser.
Oh my
Uh,
god.
yeah, and you'll see them like doing stuff like, okay, the Ohio State pisser was in front of this dormitory, 2.5 hours ago. Like, the trail runs cold, but we're gonna get him. And so like, there's the first group of accounts which are people are like, yeah, I peed on my campus with the
Mm.
Dexter music, and then people are like, I'm the pee detectives. Is the whole, and it just
plot twist, the peers and the P detectives are friends and they're doing it for the bit.
oh, I 100% believe that
Oh
in
my
more
god.
than one case, like that it is like the peers and the P detectives,
Hmm.
and it is a bit.
What a delight.
Yeah. Um, like some cases, I don't think that they know each other, and it's because like some of the like very very elaborate um stuff that I've seen people like doing with like model development, like where they're like, okay, like the pisser is you know peeing in front of X locations across Y days, and we
Hmm.
feed it into this model. We're training like so like the ones who are like, hello, hi, I'm a computer science major. I am now going to like create a
Oh
predictive
my
model.
god.
Yeah, yeah,
That's so
um,
silly.
yeah, and like the ones who are like going and buying espionage gear. I'm like, okay, maybe those are ones that a level of casual piss detectives who totally are just in on it with the piss. But yeah, like um, it's funny. I have enjoyed um, colleges issuing statements because it's like it's very early in the year for and like colleges be like, look, welcome back. Please stop peeing on things. Um, do love that. Like more than one school has felt that they need to do that already. There's a pisser in Minneapolis who has declared himself a supervillain. He's like, I will not limit myself to the college. The whole city of Minneapolis is mine. And like, and just like you said, Tegan, like I'm certain that their opponent, they're being followed by Minneapolis's first self-declared vigilante, No Mark. It's like, leave no mark, stop pissing. And so the Minneapolis pisser is being followed by the vigilante No Mark, who is running around in a mask trying to chase the pisser. Um, I did not expect one of TikTok's biggest trends to be
peeing on stuff.
Peeing on stuff. I
You know what?
I didn't see that coming. Like
I mean, that just sounds like a college thing.
Yeah.
It just feel it's back to school time. That sounds.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's more of a stars aligned thing. It would not surprise me if this was a thing that a couple of colleges, like frat groups or something, have tried to do for the last couple years, and this is just the year it's taken off.
Yeah.
Because it's got like the right sound bit and stuff with it.
Yeah, I guess like the launch of like a new Dexter spin-off TV series, which is predictably bad this year.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We do have one other piece of like a cool update.
Oh, hit me with a cool update.
You remember our millennial saint?
Oh!
Yeah!
Oh!
It finally happened. He's finally been officially promoted. Kid's a real saint now. And he's known as God's influencer. Oh, I can't laugh. I'm sorry. It's not funny, but it's very funny. God's influencer. But he's officially been canonized. He's a real saint now.
I continue to be. I know this is gonna sound weird. I continue to be charmed by the Vatican.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like during the conclave, the Vatican issued press credentials to Pope Crave, which is mostly like a fan account for the movie Conclave. That's like, yeah, man, old man. What is it? What's the word for like boys kissing thing? Old like YAOI. How's that?
Oh, Yowie.
Yeah,
old man Yowie.
Yeah, like Conclave was old man Yowie. And somehow under the regime of the new Pope, Pope Crave still has press credentials.
Amazing.
Yeah.
They're just like, you know what? We're embracing it. And it's like, huh? I bet whoever runs that account is just like, this is not where I thought this was going.
It's the amount of like legitimacy that has been granted by that account to like everything it touches is wild. Like they're doing a reprint of the fancy fanzine that they
amazing,
which included stuff like the first one was like this beautiful hardbound book with like French ink papers and like foil stamps, and also included like paper dolls of cardinals kissing and things like that, and like lots of like fine art and like pop-up pages. The reprint is going to be signed by the film's director.
Oh my god!
Yeah, like the director like reached out to like the run the Pope Graver kind of is like, like, hey, we love how much you have like turned this fandom into like a really positive force, because the Pope Grave account raised a whole bunch of money for um, intersex people and for sea turtles.
Aww.
Yeah, which makes sense to anybody who's watched that movie.
Right. Uh-huh.
Yes.
The two things that are related to the movie.
Yes.
Intersex people and sea turtles. Bravo.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a delight.
Yeah.
I'm happy for them.
Yep. Yep. Like, oh man. Love when like a fandom is such a positive force that like you're like, yeah, you know what, fuck it, come on in. You're doing all right here, fandom. Which seems to not always be the case with fandoms.
Yeah. Yeah. You really gotta control your fandom space. That's why I don't I am a fan of stuff, but I'm not in a lot of fandoms, It's easier that way, I think.
I did over Labor Day weekend try and keep track of one of my annual favorite um, uh, displays of cosplay foolishness, which is Dragon Con in Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
Because like that is like, man, like it has been the home for elaborate, over the top cosplay for like over 20 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I did see some like appropriately silly ones.
I did also get to see I follow some artists who have tabled at Dragon Con in the past.
Yep.
And they were all posting about the AI artists that got kicked out. They were all like, "Yeah, let's go."
Wait, who got kicked out? Tell me.
There was an artist. I didn't see what the name was because I only saw like really truly the aftermath of it. But there was an artist who was found to be selling day one all regular stuff. Day two, a bunch of AI art got added into the mix of things they were selling. And people reported it to Dragon Con staff, and Dragon Con staff kicked them out.
Oh, hell yeah. I love this.
Because they are very much no AI art in the artist alley. Absolutely none of it.
That's fantastic.
And so they kicked him out. And so then they put a little sign on the table and it said artist was removed for selling AI art. And then a bunch of other people just started putting like, let's go Dragon Con staff, and like all my homies hate AI on the table and stuff. It was really cool. But yeah, that's what I saw from Dragon Con.
Oh man. I think my favorite cosplay that I saw come out of Dragon Con was someone was a Furby, right? But they were like, air quote, a biblically accurate Furby.
Oh, yeah. That sounds delightful.
Yes. And I was like, oh man,
accurate like, Furby. Oh, yo. This cosplay is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did biblically accurate Furby Dragon Con. This is amazing.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, this is like there were so many. There was a lot of good cosplays this year. But that one was my favorite, like by heads and shoulders. I was like, oh, what a funny and beautiful costume.
What a delight.
Yeah. There's a measure of like irreverence and like humor that people seem to go for with like their Dragon Con cosplays. Like a lot of times they're like, I think that like if you want the real tongue in cheek, it's Dragon Con.
Yeah. There are other cons like depend. I know I don't Dragon Con is not one of the cons that hosts the World Cosplay Summit, but I know the ones that do host the World Cosplay Summit, it's like a very serious, like, there's a lot less like tongue in cheek, like funny stuff, and more like best in show, like high quality gear there, you know?
Right.
Tongue in cheek stuff is more fun.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, I know that there's a cosplayer who I follow named Allison Chase, who like I think most people like who would say like Allison Chase. Well, who the hell is that? Like, well, I think everybody knows her from doing a Breath of the Wild Guardian.
Oh yeah, and the
Yeah.
cat bus.
Yes, yeah. And like like the stuff that she did this year for Dragon Con, was definitely not like of the same kind of like scale. Um, like she did like um, she did somebody like a Fallout like vault dweller, and um, and Isabella Rossellini from Death Becomes Her. And I saw people be like, "Well, like where's her like why isn't her cosplay like 800 pounds and requires 5 wranglers?" Look, man,
Those
sometimes
things
people want to go to fucking parties.
I mean, also those things take so much time to build. That's like a multi-year build situation. That's not something you just whip up in a year, you know?
Right. Also, like DragonCon is a fucking packed ass place. Like it is packed to the gills in that hotel.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I
DragonCon
could
takes
not.
place over several hotels, not just one anymore.
Yeah, like I cannot see trying to move that fucking cat bus around that crowd. That's
Mm-hmm.
like just did not sound like a. It did not sound like a fun time. Like, oh man. Tegan, have we recorded a podcast?
I think we have recorded a podcast.
Oh man, okay.
We did
Well,
it.
we did it.
Huzzah!
Huzzah! And hopefully Rocky will be back for assignment soon. Thank you, Rocky, for checking to see if they still make microchips. We needed to find out.
Mm-hmm. I want to eat them. I need to know.
Jesus, T, what have I told you? There is music at the beginning and end of the show, which is produced by our kid brother, Big Soch. He has music which is available for you, the listener, at betweenrooms.bandcamp.com. When you found us on your podcatcher, there was a logo there. That logo was designed by artist Lauren. She's enormously talented. You're able to find Lauren on Blue Sky. You're also able to find Lauren on Patreon. Enormously talented, and some of her upper tiers actually allow you to get strong reco. This show can be found many places that podcasts are found, including newly available through YouTube Music. We are still intentionally not available through SoundCloud.
Fuck SoundCloud.
That's the one. Yes. Fuck them. Feed them beans. You can get in touch with us through various channels, including Blue Sky, Instagram. I got jump scared the other day by an Instagram notification because I don't do shit with that platform. But because my identity is tied to our Impossible Card identity, it's like, hey, somebody sent a message to Instagram. Wow!
It was Rocky.
Okay. I think there's a Tumblr. I don't know.
There is a Tumblr. Yeah, I run it.
Do we tumble? Do you tumble?
We tumble on occasion. I have to re-sign into the Tumblr because I have to re-sign into Tumblr on my phone. But usually when there's big fun video game news, I'll reblog a bunch of stuff. I reblog just like the average Tumblr user, not like I'm running it as a business. So I log on and I'll do a bunch of stuff in a day, and then I'll log off for 6 months.
Fantastic. Very much the real world experience.
Yes.
Great.
You can also find Rocky and I on Twitch. We stream a couple times a week, and we always do Saturday Splatoon Saturday.
Yeah.
Rocky will be out of office coming up for a couple weeks, for 2 weeks, and I'm going to try to do a complete takeover where I stream only Harvest Moon, only Story of Seasons for 2 weeks. Yay! That seems like a good time to me.
We dig it. Let's see here. If you happen to see us on a platform that we didn't mention, reach out to us. We'd love to hear about it, so that way we can do something about it. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening. Peace.
Bye. Thank you for podcasting.